Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss whether or not Daenerys will be pregnant or can even get pregnant in Season 8 of Game of Thrones. There has been wild speculation on this since the infamous boat scene at the end of Season 7. But first, let's talk about why Daenerys supposedly cannot get pregnant. In Season 1, Khal Drogo got hurt during a fight and is dying from an infected wound. Daenerys pleads with Mira Mazdur, who practices blood magic, to save him. Mira responds to Dany by saying, "Only death can pay for life." Daenerys agrees, believing Mira meant Khal Drogo's horse. Moments later, we hear Mira chanting and Daenerys starts feeling pain and goes into labor. When Dany awakes, her son is dead, effectively giving her son's life for Khal Drogo's. But Dany notices something strange about her Khal.
This is not life. When will he be as he was?
When the sun rises in the west, sets in the east. When the seas go dry, when the mountains blow in the wind like leaves.
But the TV show left out an important part of Mira's prophecy. In the books, it ends with, "When your womb quickens again, and you bear a living child, then he will return, and not before." So the prophecy is basically saying that there is no chance of Khal Drogo coming back, saying things that cannot happen to illustrate that point. One of them being Daenerys cannot bear a living child. In the books, Daenerys ponders over the prophecy quite a lot, but in the TV show they never really mention it. In Season 2 they hint at it once.
They are my children. And they are the only children I will ever have.
And in Season 7 they mention it 3 times.
You say you can't have children, but there are other ways of choosing a successor. The Night's Watch has one method. The Ironborn, for all their many flaws, have another.
We will discuss the succession after I wear the crown. The dragons are my children. They're the only children I'll ever have. Do you understand? I can't have children.
Who told you that?
The witch who murdered my husband.
Jorah even mentions having kids to Jon.
It'd serve you well. And your children after you.
It is not exactly subtle, but they are mentioning it for a reason. The reason being is to remind or inform people Daenerys supposedly cannot get pregnant, and then in Season 8 have a big reveal that she is indeed pregnant. The only evidence that we really have that Daenerys can't get pregnant is the amount of sexual partners she has had. In the TV show Dario, and in the books Dario and Hizdahr Zalorak. But even then, some book readers believe Daenerys was pregnant in Book 5, A Dance with Dragons. From this paragraph, this takes place after Dany and Hizdahr married and consummated that marriage. This is after she is rescued from the marine fighting pits by Drogon and is wandering the Dothraki Sea. Just past midday, she came upon a bush growing by the stream, its twisted limbs covered with hard green berries. Dany squinted at them suspiciously, then plucked one from a branch and nibbled at it. Later on that night, this happened. When she woke gasping, her thighs were slick with blood. For a moment she did not realize what it was. The world had just begun to lighten, and the tall grass rustled softly in the wind. "No, please, let me sleep some more. I'm so tired." She tried to burrow back beneath the pile of grass she had torn up when she went to sleep. Some of the stalks felt wet. Had it rained again? She sat up, afraid that she had soiled herself as she slept. When she brought her fingers to her face, she could smell the blood on them. Am I dying? Then she saw the pale crescent moon, floating high above the grass, and it came to her that this was no more than her moon blood. She was bleeding, but it was only woman's blood. The moon is still a crescent, though. How can that be? She tried to remember the last time she had bled. The last full moon? The one before? The one before that? No, it cannot have been so long as that. So pretty much what this is saying is that Daenerys was pregnant for a couple months, and then she ate these berries, and some people believe these berries are what make up moon tea, which is a contraceptive in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire. So the only evidence we have that Daenerys cannot get pregnant is what Mira said in Season 1. And as Jon Snow said,
has it occurred to you she might not have been a reliable source of information?
And the Targaryens are known for having complications with pregnancy. Daenerys' own mother was pregnant 11 times, only 3 living to adulthood: Viserys, Rhaegar, and Daenerys. Even as far back as Maegor the Cruel's Black Brides had trouble with childbirth. One child was born eyeless, with small wings, though it was later revealed that Queen Tyanna had poisoned the child in the womb, as she did for all the other queens who got pregnant from Maegor. So honestly, I would be more surprised if Daenerys wasn't pregnant in Season 8. The only thing I'm really worried about with Dany being pregnant is that they decide to sideline her. And by that I mean taking her out of the big battle sequences. I know you're not supposed to ride a roller coaster when you're pregnant, so I assume riding a dragon is much worse than that. And I don't want to see that. Daenerys has had an incredible journey, and to see her be sidelined in the Great War would make me very, very sad. So what do you guys think? Is Daenerys pregnant? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more Game of Thrones content, please subscribe, and as always, have an awesome day.